It's a Fox News alert. President Biden, this just came across, just issues new pardons for Dr. Anthony Fauci. You could call these preemptive pardons. Dr. Anthony Fauci, retired four-star General Mark Milley. This just happened moments ago. It also includes the members of Congress and staff who served on the Select Committee and the U.S. Capitol, and D.C. Metropolitan Police officers who testified before the Select Committee. This as Trump prepares to take the oath of office in just a few hours.
Would that include Liz Cheney?
So
what
it's
a mess.
No, it doesn't. I guess,
Committee?
Yeah, Select Committee.
The whole select.
But what does it say? Mark Milley, who is chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff under both Biden and Trump, you know that 100%. What he's done in the past. You know that he was calling China, trying to putting down President Trump.
I mean, what are they afraid that Pete Hegseth is going to see when he goes to the Defense Department and look at the files and data? There's been no talk of going after Anthony Fauci.
Well, Rand Paul is.
There may have been some senators, but the president himself has not said he wants to prosecute
and here's
Anthony Fauci.
Absolutely right. And here's the thing. You pardon somebody who's been convicted.
Right.
They haven't been
There's
convicted.
a confession.
They haven't been charged. Right. This is crazy. It will be interesting to read the exact language, and because it just broke, we haven't seen it yet. But remember, when Hunter Biden was pardoned by his father, the language was extraordinary because it essentially, we know some things happened during certain time periods, but this was a 10-year window. Anything he did during those 10 years was essentially it was a get out of jail free card. So it'll be interesting to see the language, the perimeters of what time we're talking about, and what it talks about, what he has pardoned them from.
His brother wasn't on that list.
Incredible.
He has 4.5 hours to pardon his brother.
Not yet.
I know that's going to get done.
Yeah.
Absolutely. By the way, the 51 Intel agents who said that laptop was fake, I believe one of the executive orders is going to rescind their security clearance.
Security clearance away. But it's just so interesting to me that this is occurring right now. Mm-hmm. I mean, what
has that ever happened?
4 hours away from the presidency?
But Lawrence,
you see Maria
has it ever happened?
landing right behind us.
Has it ever happened before that a preemptive pardon was pushed? A preemptive pardon. Just in case I do something or you find something, you can't do that.
Hello, this is Victor Davis Hanson for the Daily Signal. It's Monday, Inauguration Day. It's also Martin Luther King Day, and the two dates coincided this year. And Donald Trump has just finished his inaugural address. The reaction to it was varied. I scanned the mainstream media, the network news, some cable outlets, and there was sort of outrage. Outrage at the ambition of the Trump revolution and outrage at the direct criticism of people in the audience that had engineered or were part of the Biden tenure. But it was comprehensive as far as the agenda that I think is going to bother people. It was holistic, 360 degrees, 24/7. We're going to close the border. We're not just going to close the border. We're going to deport people who came here illegally. We're going to change the idea that there is such a thing as anchor babies, or that just because you happen to be born here, that gives you full rights of citizenship. That's a fundamental change. He addressed crime in the cities. He address the problems of DEI and woke and the end of meritocracy. He criticized the inability of the military to turn tactical success into strategic victory or resolution. He talked about energy a lot, and that we were going to go full blast, and he was going to overturn prior directives. Joe Biden was sitting in the audience, of course. But at the same time this happened, the outgoing president pardoned, first of all, the same day, so there would be no coverage, really. It would be overshadowed by the inauguration accounts. He pardoned General Milley, who we remember called his Chinese counterpart to tip him off and warn him that he might have to have private conversations if Trump gave Milley an order he disagreed with. That Anthony Fauci he pardoned, who looked right into the television screens under testimonies before Congress and said that he did not help in any way or subsidize gain-of-function research. That was a lie. And then he pardoned the entire January 6th committee. And we know that in the case of Liz Cheney, she may have unduly influenced a witness and coached her testimonies without a lawyer being there. And there are some records that are missing. These are all legitimate areas of inquiry for future prosecutors. And yet he gave them a blanket pardon, Biden did. And then just 15 minutes before the speech, he pardoned the whole Biden family. For what? What did he pardon them for? For anything that turns up forever. 10 years, 20 years, 2 years, 1 month, anything we find about the Biden skullduggery that accounts for how they made $20 million from foreign sources will be fruitless and vain. Think of that. And here's my point. Trump was blunt, maybe even crude. He said he was going to eventually, we would have the Panama Canal. He was going to rename the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. And people were kind of hysterical in their reactions. But it's the way he said it and his directness and his candor and his honesty that bothered them. But they weren't bothered to the same degree, if at all, that in sober and judicious terms, Joe Biden did something that we've never seen before. He has the greatest numbers of preemptive pardons we've ever seen by a departing president. And we've never seen a president pardon his own convicted felon son, much less give a blanket immunity to people who may have been involved with Joe himself, his family members, and scandals of unimaginable size. So let me just conclude. One of the paradoxes of the entire Trump decade is that he speaks often crudely, bluntly, and truthfully about the problems confronting the country and his opponents. And then others who oppose him speak carefully or not at all, or with media approval, with the proper vocabulary, and what they're talking about or what they're describing is egregious. It's just astoundingly dangerous and detrimental to the country, and we don't seem to be bothered. It's always style over substance. Trump gave a tough, substantive speech that ushers in a new age without worry about criticizing the people in the audience who brought us this disaster. Biden stealthily, covertly pardoned a number of potential criminals in a way we've never seen before. And that was deemed okay. And that's the secret to the entire Trump paradox.
If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date with future videos. Thank you for watching.